Greetings everyone, Zannrath here, and welcome back to more Hearthstone, and today is the release of the new expansion, the Grand Tournament. So let's go ahead and buy some packs. I think I'm just going to go ahead and buy, we'll just do 20. I mean, I have enough gold to buy more, but we're going to save that for a rainy day. So let's go ahead and buy 20. 20 packs seems pretty reasonable, I think. There you go. And, I wonder if all those Hearthstone streamers, like those big name people, if they did what they did last time and opened the wrong packs, right? They bought like 500 or whatever, 50 something, however many packs of classic packs instead of GVG packs or whatever it was last time. So yeah, let's go ahead and bust open some of these packs.
For a day of the most impressive jousting, eye-popping sideshows, and the mightiest combat you've ever encountered.
Sounds good, dude. Don't even know what your name is. Don't remember. Not even sure if he's the same guy from the World of Warcraft Origin tournament. But yeah, I have not really kept up on a lot of the cards. I know about half of them. I think I mentioned that in a previous episode. So let's go ahead and just run through this. Silver Hand Regent. Summon a 1/1 silver. Oh, that's interesting. So this is a neutral card, so you get some pally dudes, right, or guys, whatever you like, whatever you prefer, right? I say dudes, other people say guys, I think. Token, it's whatever. Ogrimmar Aspirant gives your weapon +1 attack. That's pretty interesting for so let's see, 3 for 3/3. 3/3 is decent in terms of stats. 3/4, I think, with a Spider Tank was pretty good for a 3-drop. Shattered Stun is like the best, probably one of the best 3s in Arena, at least, and so that's like basically 4/3 of stats. So these are pretty decent 3s. 3 has the 3 mana slot hasn't been super great, at least in the classic set. So getting even more 3s seems pretty decent, I think. 2 mana Ancestral Knowledge, draw 2 cards, overload 2. So it's basically kind of like a worse Arcane Intellect in a sense, because overall costs 4 mana. It's just split between 2 turns, so I don't know. I guess it's kind of nice because Shaman really doesn't have that much draw, so Pit Fighter, 5 for a 5/6. I mean, I guess it's like there's nothing really special to it. They're more interesting, I guess, 5-drops, but for people who are like just getting into the game, I can see how this like just a flat, 5-drop with stats, pretty decent. Polymorph Boar, I actually really like this card from the what's it called? The Brawl, the Tavern Brawl. It was actually really interesting to use. You can use it both offensively and even defensively, because 2 health is is a lot easier to get rid of compared to some of the things you can polymorph. So yeah, it's actually pretty, like, 1 less mana for something that that needs 1 extra damage to ping off, right? Because you think about like poly, 6 mana, you can like turn into a sheep and then ping it off. This 3 mana, but it has an extra health, and also it has 3 more attack. But yeah, so pretty interesting. I really like that card. Okay. Let's go ahead and get a running bet on how many legendaries I'm going to open this set of 20. Quite evidently it's going to be 0, but you never know. Alexstrasza's Champion, 2 mana, 2/3. If you're holding a dragon, gain +1 attack and charge. So 3/3 with of stats for 2 mana and charge. That's actually really good if you're holding the dragon. 2/3 otherwise, pretty decent. I guess trying to make Dragon Warrior a thing, which I know some people have played kind of a Dragon Warrior control, so I don't really know if you need that, because like Control Warrior is basically just really heavy, so I don't know if you really need another 2. So maybe like an aggro mid-range Dragon Warrior possible. Tournament Medic, a neutral, restore 2 to your hero when you inspire. That's, I don't know, 4 mana for a 1/8, so it's kind of hard to get rid of, but not really. I don't know. I don't know if this is like, it seems a little too slow. If the meta is going to stay fast. So I guess if the meta slows down, I don't know, it still kind of looks a little lackluster to me. Dalaran Aspirant, gain spell damage +1. That's really interesting on the Inspire. I'm guessing it probably stacks. So this, I don't know. I don't really see any decks it kind of fits into right now, but it could be really interesting, like a inspire spell damage kind of deck. So yeah, Wild Walker, give a friendly beast +3 health. I guess trying to make Beast Druid a thing. Give a minion, so Seal of Champions, give a minion +3 attack and Divine Shield. So it's kind of like a might, a blessing of might plus a blessing of protection rolled into one, but one extra mana. So I don't know, like kind of like the Spludge Belcher is basically a Senjin plus a Gold Shower Footman kind of deal, except it costs one more mana, 1+1 instead of is 2 instead of like a 4+1 is 5 kind of deal. But I don't know. I guess seems pretty interesting. All right. Where's the? There it is. So where's my rare or better card? Living Roots, it seems pretty interesting. 1 mana. You can deal 2 damage or summon 2 1/1s. I guess trying to give Druid a little bit more of an early game. There's the Wild Walker again. Flame Juggler. Battle Crowd, deal 1 damage to a random enemy. So I guess kind of like a Bomb Lobber, except inverted stats and only 1 damage and a 3, but it only hits your enemy. So I don't know. I guess it's kind of interesting. Maybe I guess it's like a mini Bomb Lobber. I guess is a better analogy, I suppose. Bolster or Warrior cards give your taunt minions +2/+2. So I guess we're going for like a Prot Warrior build or something. I don't know. And there's the Polymorph Boar again. Because I don't think Warriors really run just straight taunts. So like it'd be interesting to see like an aggro taunt deck or something. That would be pretty interesting. Alright, some more boars. Silent Knight, Stealth, and Divine Shield. 3 for 2/2. So it's kind of like a Crusader, I guess. Except it has Stealth and 1 less attack, but 1 more health. Yeah, seems pretty good. I guess it seems okay, I guess. Argent Horse Rider, it's the charge, the Divine Shield, 3 for 2/1. Wrathguard, whenever this minion takes damage, also deal that amount to your hero. So it's 2 mana for 4/3. It's decent, I suppose, but it still dies to like a regular 2, like a 3/2 2 mana thing. So I don't know, maybe some synergy with what's it called, like the eye thing or whatever that starts with a 4/4 and it gains 2/2 when you take damage or whatever. Frigid Snowball, spell damage +1 2/6. That's interesting. That's some more spell damage, kind of vanilla-y kind of cards. Nothing super exciting. Kind of like the Cobalt Geomancer, I guess, but buffier, bigger, more buff, I guess is the more appropriate way of saying that. So I remember seeing this. Ice Rager, just a strictly better Magma Rager. Pretty funny, pretty interesting. 3 for 5/2, so just 1 more health. Argent Lance, Battle Cries, it's a Joust mechanic. Costs, so if you win the Joust, it gets +1 durability. Interesting. I don't know if Paladin really needs that many more weapons with like Muster and True Silver and I guess, I don't know. Seems alright, but that's like, I don't know. Wrathguard, Living Root, Spellslinger, we saw that in the Brawl. You get a random spell, and each player gets a random spell. Although I feel like in the Brawl, the couple I've done, at least the most recent ones that I remember, it seemed like it always gave from the same class. Like both people would get a spell from the same class, which was kind of weird. Draenei, Totem Carver, gain +1/+1 for each friendly totem. So Totem Shaman, I guess, is going to be a thing. Clockwork Knight, give a friendly mech +1/+1. So I guess more mech synergy cards to add on to GVG. Mukula's Champion, Spire, give your other minions +1/+1. Pretty interesting. 5 for 4/3 is not that exciting, but if you got like a big board, I guess this maybe could be like a mid-game kind of thing for like a zoo deck. Druid of the Saber, choose 1 transform to gain charge or +1/+1 and stealth. So basically a 3/2 with stealth, which is kind of like a Giblin, I suppose, with inverted stats, or just like a deckhand. Wait, no, Southeast Deckhand is 2 mana. Is one. It's a what's it called? Murloc, Bluegill, whatever. Bluegill Warrior. Brave Archer. Inspire. If your hand is empty, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. I don't know. It's like, I guess it's like an okay 1-drop. It's like a 1 mana 2/1, but like, if your hand is empty, I guess it's. I mean, it's kind of like, it seems like it's kind of like a face hunter card because you want to unload your hand and just like deal 4 damage with your hero power essentially. But I don't know. It seems like an aggro hunter kind of card, which is interesting considering that a lot of these cards were first epic were aimed at kind of slowing the meta down, I think. So we got Maiden into the Lake, which we've seen in the Brawl, making the hero power costs 1 mana, not 1 less, just straight 1 mana, so it doesn't stack, otherwise that'd be OP. A 1/2 for 1 mana, Gadgetzan Jouster, Battlecry Reveal, so it's a Joust. If it costs more, gain 1/1. Oh, that's interesting. So it's basically a better Zombie Chow if you win the Joust. Otherwise, I don't know if there's anything else that is just 1 mana 1/2. Like 2/1, yeah, but like 1/2. Oh no, there are a couple other ones. Like what's it called? The Knight, the Squire or whatever that was released in this one, in this card set. Got the Shadowpan Rider, combo, gain 3 attack. 5 mana for a 3/7. Go for a 6. I guess it's kind of like a Boulder Fist for 1 less mana, but you have to combo it, so Koldara Drake, you can use your hero power any number of times. Super fun when it came up in the Brawl, and some combos you can pull off with that. It's pretty crazy. There's the Tournament Medic again. Man, this is taking a long time. A lot longer than I thought it would be, just going over all these cards. North Sea Kraken, deal 4 damage in the Battle Cry. I've seen that before. There's the Argent Horse Rider again. Argent, our Tournament Attendee, 2/1 with Taunt for 1 mana. Kind of interesting, saw that in the Brawl. There's Clockwork Knight again. Ooh, a golden. Argent Watchman, can't attack. Inspire, can attack this turn, or can attack as normal this turn. So, basically 4 mana for 2/4 to attack. Otherwise, like 2/4 without attack doesn't seem that. I mean, it's 1 more stat than usual, but like, yeah, it's basically a 4-drop for 2. It's a 4-drop for 2/4. It's, I don't know. All right, seems a little lackluster. But what do I know, you know? Alright, so got the Evil Heckler, the better Booty Bay, Maiden again. Undercity Valiant, combo, deal 1 damage. So it's basically like a mini SI, and I don't know, I kind of feel like SI is a pretty good include in a lot of Rogue decks. But I don't think Rogue really needs like 2s that badly, 2 drops. Especially if you need to combo it, so I don't know. I feel like you just run the SI and that's fine, but it's another option. There's the Pit Fighter again. Spawn of Shadows, deal 4 damage to each hero. Interesting. So 4 for a 5/4. Stats could be a little better. Like a 4/5 would be like, you know, the whole Yeti argument. Yeti is a pretty solid card because it doesn't die as easily to to a lot of things as a 4 health creature would be. So I don't know, kind of interesting. Gives Priest a little bit more of a burn kind of feel. I guess you can maybe start doing some more like Shadow Priesty kind of burn Priest decks instead of like a lot of Priest decks are basically just reactive. So give you a little bit more initiative to be aggressive. Alright, so we got the Sylvan region again, Armored Warhorse, we've seen that in the Joust, Wrathguard once again, Frigid Snowball, and Bolster once more, so all cards we've seen before. Alright. We got the Warhorse Trainer, your Silver Hand recruits have +1 attack. So that kind of, so it's not a battle cry, so it's like a Stormwind Champ kind of effect. So I guess you can, this, I don't know, that might be a pretty good include, because I think, what does Pally run in the 3 right now? Like, Aldor Peacekeeper, Muster, so I guess it's, yeah, I can see this in some, like, mid-range, or, like, some Control Pally, something like that. Coliseum Manager, inspire, return this minion to your hand. So 3 for 2/5, pretty decent stats. I don't know, that kind of really seems, it can be a hit and miss. It can be like, you can maybe like play it on 3, have like a 2 and a hero power follow up on turn 4, and maybe take out the person's 3, like the opponent's 3, drop, and then bounce this guy back to your hand, and like you can get some extra value out of it. But then like the later you get into the game, like how often are you going to be redropping your 3? I guess it's possible. Depends on, I don't know. It's one of those interesting cards that, I don't know, kind of seems lackluster, but maybe it can find its way into something. I got the Argent Horse Rider again, Shadow Pan, and the Buccaneer. Whenever you equip a weapon, give it +1 attack. Whenever you equip a weapon. That's, I mean, rogues already kind of play around with weapons a lot anyways, like the Deadlies, the Tinkers, with the Flurries and stuff like that. So some people even run the Auto Barber, the mech one, and so that's actually really interesting. A 1 mana 2/1. I don't think Rogue runs anything really like 1 mana. Maybe like a South Sea. Is that 2 mana? Or is that 1 mana? I really don't. I should know, but I don't. I don't know. This actually kind of seems like it could be a good include. Like if you can protect it, because Rogue has a lot of like things that come out of their hand to, like, to affect the board. You can get a lot of value because you're gonna be like daggering up or whatever. Especially when you like, if you run, I don't know, you probably wouldn't run an assassin. At least some decks, some lists do. But like the amount of times you dagger up, like getting extra damage in, that actually seems pretty good. I kind of like that. I don't know what you would cut out of most mainstream Rogue decks, but it seems kind of interesting. Ooh, another epic there. So at the tournament attendee, Tiny Knight of Evil. Whenever you discard a card, gain 1/1. So it's a 2 for 3/2. That's pretty decent. So this, I guess they're trying to make the discard mechanic a legitimate mechanic. I don't remember if there's anything in the game quite like this so far, but yeah, I guess, because yeah, I think there was another card. Maybe it was this card that I just don't remember what it was called, but I think there was another card that also has like a discard and you get a buffer kind of thing. Demon Fuse. Give a demon +3/3. Give your opponent a mana crystal. So Demon Fire is 2/2 or deal 2 damage to a non-demon. I don't know. This card, like, it could be a pretty big tempo swing, because you drop like a demon and then just boom, 3/3 on turn 2. Like you drop like an imp and then all of a sudden it's a 6/5 on turn 2. Like that's a pretty big tempo swing, but like giving your opponent an extra mana crystal, like especially against Ramchu, you just don't want to do that. Like Wild Growth is so strong because of that reason. So I don't know, like if you really want to do that in the early game, and if you hold it for a finisher, like I don't know how great it would be as a finisher. So yeah, Mookless Champion, seen that. Magnetar Alpha also damages the minions next to whomever he attacks. It's kind of like Faux Reaver, I think it was what the legend is called, right? Or Faux Reaver, yeah, Faux Reaver. Or Reaper. I really should know, but I don't. So, interesting stats. Not super exciting, but yeah. Because a lot of things can do 3 damage, and so if you just like, it's going to cleave 1 turn, and then that's kind of it. So we got Bolster again. Bash. Deal 3 damage, gain 3 armor. So that's pretty interesting, giving warriors a little bit more aggression while also giving them a little more defense in the same card. Darnassus Aspirant, Battlecry gain an empty mana crystal, Death Rattle, lose a mana crystal. So, kind of like a Wild Growth, but better, because you get something on the board, but then you lose it, or you have the chance of losing it. So, depending, I guess, I don't know. I guess they're trying to give Druid a little bit more of an early game to encourage some other decks, rather than just like, combo or ramp Druid. I don't know. Like, it's silenceable, so maybe you can do this. On turn 2, your opponent plays something, and then like keeper it or something the following turn, or right? Because then you'll have 3 mana, but you actually have the extra one you can keeper it. I don't know. If you drop it and then your opponent kills it like immediately on their turn 2, like and it's a net like nothing, right? So I don't know. Could be pretty decent as a 2. Yeah. North Sea Kraken again. Cut Purse. Whenever this minion attacks a hero, add the coin to your hand. That's very interesting because rogues can do a lot with the coin, especially since they combo with it. So that actually seemed Rogue actually so far I feel like has gotten some pretty interesting cards. I don't know how they fit. I don't think they would fit into the current lists, just because Rogue lists are already like so good in terms of like the amount of like what they've put in there from what they can choose from. I don't know if any of these cards I've talked about really could fit in place of something else that effectively, but who knows? And maybe just some other kind of rogue comes out. I don't know. I think I'm most excited about the rogue class so far. It seems like Mage too, just because of the Caldera, Maiden of the Lake, and like what's that thing that gains like the Squire or whatever. Like there's some pretty sick combos you can do with Mage. I feel like Bash again, Wrathguard, Torment Medic, Bash again, Healing Wave, restore 7 health, reveal a minion, so it's a joust. And if you win the joust, it's 14, and that's you or your minion. So that's pretty interesting. Kind of like a healing touch, I guess, for 1 less health, but the potential to get 6 more health back. So yeah, pretty interesting. And then we have Undersea Valiant again. Power Word Glory. Choose a minion. Whenever it attacks, restore 4 health to your hero. Pretty interesting. You can put that in your opponent's creatures as well, and kind of make them. It's kind of like Wisdom, except for Blessing of Wisdom for Paladin instead for health instead of card. So I don't know, pretty interesting. Holy Champion. Whenever a character is healed, gain +2 attack. Pretty interesting. 4 for 3/5 is not bad. So that actually is a pretty nice priest card, I think. Yeah. It's like a tempo card, I think. Deal 4 damage. There's the thing in Effigy. It's a secret mage card. Whenever a minion dies, summon a random minion with the same cost. Pretty interesting. I like that. I remember seeing that in the that show match thing they did when they announced the tournament. So we got Caldera Drake. Nice. I think we already had one, right? Flame Lance. We saw that in the Brawl. Power Shot. Deal 2 damage to a minion and the minions next to it. So kind of like Explosive Trap, but smaller. So 3 less damage on the main target for 2 less mana. I don't know. I kind of would have liked to see. I think Power Shot in WoW hit you and then knock you back. So it's going to say like return it to their hand, but like what's the point of dealing damage then? Unless it's going to kill it. Unless it like knocked one of the adjacent minions of it into the person's hand. That would be pretty interesting. I don't know. That might be too OP. But yeah, Golden Maiden of the Lake. Nice. Ancestral Knowledge. There's the draw again for Shaman. Alright. I feel like these packs take longer to open. The animation at least, not just because I'm talking for so much. Seeing all these guys, Tuskar Totemic, and this is summon any random totem. So 3 for 3/2, but you get an extra totem, and that includes the card totems, not just the Shaman Hero Power ones. So again, just Totem Shaman being a thing, and then we got Spawn of Shadows again. All right. Double Rare, Powered Glory again, Mukla's Champion, Clockwork Knight, Mogor's Champion, 50% chance to attack the wrong, so it's one of those ogre kind of themed cards again. 6 for 8/5. I mean, like what's your standard? Like Boulder Fist Ogre, 6/7, 13, so it's 13, but like the 5 health, I guess, does survive some CC, but like, or some removal, but like Fireball is still pretty good against it, I guess. I don't know. Not too sold on that. Convert. Put a copy of an enemy minion into your hand. So does that just like on the board enemy minion or like any like minion from your deck? Because I mean, Priest seems to be that kind of class, right? You steal stuff from your opponent, but pretty interesting. More of that fun RNG going on there with the Priest. All right. Master Jouster, I've seen that in the Brawl. You joust and gains Divine Shield if you win. Downward and Aspirant, seen that. Burgle. Add 2 random class cards to your hand from your opponent's class. It's kind of like Nefarian without the 8/8 body. For 6 mana less, I think. Nefarian's 9, right? Yeah. 6 mana for an 8/8? I guess, well, yeah, Nefarian's a legendary, so it's a little bit more OP. Yeah, but 6 mana for an 8/8 would be pretty good. So being a legendary kind of makes up for that, I guess. That's kind of basically what this is. It's just like a 6 mana less Nefarian, and you don't get the 8/8 body, right? And Bolster, of course, we've seen before. Last pack, told you no legendaries. Here we go. Alright, so King's Elk, we've seen that in the Brawl. Draw a card if you win the Joust. Silverhand Regent, Argent Lance, Pit Fighter, and Lowly Squire. That's a very interesting card. I'm really curious to see if this is going to be an include in a lot of decks, because like sometimes you'll like drop it on 1 and you have like nothing on turn 2, and it's pretty decent. Like it becomes a 1 becomes a 2/2, and it can trade into someone's 2. Well, actually, if you go first, then they wouldn't have a 2 on board for you to go after. So I don't know. I don't know. I really like this card. For some reason, it seems pretty fun. The 2 health does make it kind of vulnerable, but I guess it's kind of like a Undertaker post nerf, right? Because it's sticking at 2 health, but with hero power instead of death rattle. So I don't know. I really like this card for whatever reason. He has a soft spot in my heart. But that's it for me. Those are the packs I opened. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I saw a couple cards I haven't seen before, and like I said, I haven't seen about half of them, so I'm really excited to see if I can see some of those other cards I haven't seen before. That's a lot of C's in that sentence, without just having to, just going online. I know it's up there. But yeah, that's it. That's busting open packs for the Grand Tournament, and until next time, thank you for watching. Bye.